Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I am not doing channel messages today per se. I'm actually using this really great Oracle deck because when I tried the channel messages earlier, I ended up with one for the collective and I did a whole video on it. I will link that below. So we are going to cover the time frame of June 8th through the 14th, and then I will timestamp, and then we will cover June 15th through the 21st, which is an eclipse. And so there's a lot of stuff going on with the moon and a lot of energy happening right now. So your message from the divine is the little match girl. So the little match girl is somebody who was not allowed to go home until she sold her bundle of matches. She was poor, she was destitute. She was afraid to go home, and it was so cold, and she got into a little corner, and she lit one match to warm herself, and then another, and then another. But what happened is, as she lit the matches, then she was able to visualize what she wished her life looked like. And so you are being encouraged to not think about where you are right now, but where it is that you want to be. What do you want your life to look like at the end of this eclipse season? We have 3 eclipses in a row. We just had one on the 5th. That was in Sagittarius, which was about moving away from those long-held beliefs. Now we have one coming up on the 21st on the solstice, which is about, have we learned over the last 18 months to fill up our own cup of love, our own self-love, so that we could spill it out into the world. And we've learned to move away from, with that eclipse coming up on July 5th, move away from other people deciding for us what is of value, but instead we get to make our own rules. And so what do you want it to look like? What do you want it to look like? You're being asked to think about what it is that you are trying to create for yourself moving forward. That is really such beautiful message. I'm super excited for you, Aries. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll get into the week here. And so let's get started. All right, so June 8th through the 14th, we start out with the moon in Capricorn. It got into Capricorn shortly after that eclipse in Sagittarius. It was about taking that information of releasing that long-held belief and all that instability that comes from when you kind of feel untethered, right? From, I've always believed this and now I don't know if that's the truth anymore. And so there's this need to figure out, what is your principle? What do you believe in, so that you can bring the balance back in. And so, you have this beautiful, obstacles and blocks are being lifted. So this was a big release for you. This was really letting go of something that has been blocking you and stopping you from creating for yourself what it is that you most want to create. What do you most want to create for yourself? And so dreaming ahead, dreaming your future into reality is what it feels like. So that's beautiful. All right. Excellent. So we have Mercury going retrograde also on Monday. Not retrograde, but going into shadow. And it's time to focus on your ongoing project. It might already be in retrograde. Actually, it's in that period where it's really slowing down, though. And so it's time to focus on ongoing projects. Where's the balance in that? Are you putting in the right amount of energy to get the results? Are you putting in a lot of energy but not getting anything, but would that energy be better spent over here? And if you put that same amount of energy over here, would it yield a much higher rate return of results? And so there's this need to kind of take a look around at your ongoing projects and figure out which ones are worth your time and effort and which ones, maybe not so much. And so then as that moon moves into Aquarius, as that moon moves into Aquarius, up there in the area of your thinking about what's going on in, let's see, that would be in your 11th house of groups and group activities. Recognizing that we are making a shift, we are turning, we're going around a corner, and there's this need to break habits. Things in the past to replace with new methods and new routines. You're being challenged to step out of the complacency and look for the beauty in your life and being willing to cut out what doesn't work in order to bring in and allow opportunity and room for growth. And you have the fortune cookie, not for you. Not for you. Something is not for you. And you're being asked to decide what that is. You get to pick. Sometimes when I see this, obstacles and blocks being lifted, maybe you're not picking. Maybe you just can't. I keep working and working and working, and I put all this effort in and nothing's happening here. It's not going the way it should. There's a reason. Spirit said, whoa, that's the wrong way. Go this way. Try a new way. And so the obstacles and the blocks, when you're in flow with Spirit, things work. If you're up against something and it's not working and it's not for you. And instead flow with Spirit, and then you'll be so instead of trying to go through the obstacle, go around it. Allow yourself to be divinely guided in the right direction. Ooh, big stuff there. All right, on Thursday, heard something really interesting about Venus. She's the morning star now. She's so close to the sun, though. You may not see her, but she's the first brightest light in the sky. And so she's like that love and that wisdom that we're reaching for. She's getting ready to go direct. She does that in just like 2 weeks. And so here, there's like this information as the moon moves into Pisces of this emotional release. That wasn't for me. Okay. It's the breaking down, the releasing of that which isn't working. But what's really cool is it's your chance to escape into the future that you want to create. Use your imagination. Visualize what you want. Create your reality through your vision, through what it is that you want to bring in. Okay, wow, look at all this. All right, so I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. Okay, see how she's resting? We've got Mars, which rules your sign, hanging out in Pisces and everything, and that's your 12th house anyways. So it's always slow whenever something really big is going on in Pisces for you. But when your planet is there, your ruling body is there, oh my gosh, I know it's like slogging through waist deep mud and you're pulling a tractor this time. Like, I can't, it is so hard. I'm struggling. And I don't even have significant Aries energy in my chart. So for you, there's this, I'm just trying to get through it. Good news, on the 29th of June. So in just like 3 weeks, Mars will move into Aries. And things will pick up speed. And that's after we have the eclipse. It's after Venus is direct. Things are going to start picking up speed. I think I can. And Mars will stay in Aries for the next five months, like all the way until January. So that there will be a retrograde, but even in the retrograde, because so many other planets will be going direct at that time, there will be this energy of things starting to shift and move. And so I don't know about you, but I am cheering. But in the meantime, right now, during this resting time, it is about taking the information from the lessons that are learned, the experiences, and distilling it down into wisdom and allowing yourself the rest to integrate it, to integrate what's happened and figure it out. You are receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. It really kind of has that same feeling to it, right? So it's divinely orchestrated. And you have stand firm. This is standing on your principles, the ones you had up here where you were regaining your balance. They're saying, yes, I am noble, I am brave, I am strong. You are resting, you are preparing, you are integrating the information and the knowledge. Yes, absolutely. But that does not mean selling out on what you truly believe in. Standing firm. I am noble. I am brave, I am strong. And just because I'm super exhausted and super tired right now does not mean that I am not strong. It means I am resting up for the next phase. And there is it's like you're recharging your battery, and that needs to happen. Wow, these cards are, there we go, acting very odd. Oh, okay, yes, this is so beautiful. All right, so then the moon is going to, so now the moon is in Aries. It gets there Saturday. It's there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And yes, you're feeling frustrated because nothing's moving, but this is a time for planning ahead, right? To recharge. Okay, already covered all that. I'm excited because you got the enlightenment and the thriving. Enlightenment and thriving. So be grateful for the people and the lessons and the opportunities that come your way, even the hard ones. You learned something. You are being divinely guided and protected through this process. You are receiving from angels. You are giving birth to the next phase. You're receiving, and then you'll be thriving. And so, yes, you're resting right now, and something wasn't working. And yes, it feels like that was a hard stop. That was like, oh my gosh, they just stopped everything, right? It's all just stopped. And yet, did it really? Did it really just stop? Or was it just not for you? And let us flow you into the new direction. Really cool. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next week, which would be the June 15th through the 18th, where we're going to focus on what it is that we learned. Like, what did we learn? What are we giving birth to? Where are we receiving things? We learned that it wasn't for us. We learn that we are going to imagine. We are going to create what we want to move forward. And so that is beautiful, right? So that we can thrive. So on Tuesday, the moon is going to move into, Monday you might feel this need that you have to push through the resistance. And I believe this is your own resistance to how freaking slow everything feels right now, right? I mean, it's not easy right now. I get that. I get that it feels really, I totally did those wrong. It feels really slow. And so you're going to have to push through and accept and allow this enlightenment to come in, this opportunity. But then the moon is going to move into Taurus at 5:35 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S., and it is about finding peace in the surrender. Releasing, saying, okay, you know what, that didn't work. That wasn't for me. I had to let that go so that I can go to where it is I'm supposed to be. It is that realization of that. And it's more than that. It's finding peace and embracing it. Like, okay, no, I get it. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. And so now I'm going to start imagining what it is that I am moving toward. Like, I already know what I moved away from. What am I moving toward? What do I want to create for myself? It's very powerful energy. Mercury will move retrograde Thursday morning at 12:59 a.m. So, I mean, communication is going to be slow. It's going to be really kind of staticky and muddled. It's in a water sign. So, I can see clearly now. You know. Like, you get it. I know that you get it. If you don't get it when you're watching this the first time, by the time we get to the middle of the month, June 15th, 16th, 17th, it's like, oh my gosh, I got it. I understand, but I'm still super tired. So patience is going to be required, as we finish up this part of this week, right as we're getting ready for this eclipse. A lot of energy has to be pulled in order to have the energy to shoot out. And so there's this need to rest and then surrender. Surrender the timing. Surrender the control, not the vision. That is yours. So dream and imagine what it is that you want, right? Using that imagination of yours, and then allowing the divine to bring it to you when you release. So you are blessed with majesty, vision, and power, and service with an open heart is a key to satisfaction. there's a lot of information coming from every reading right now about it. It starts with loving ourselves and filling up our cup of love, then allowing it to spill out, allowing it to be part of the whole change. Like, your world is changing, like in a very small, minute area of your world, and also in your community and in the bigger area. And so it's spreading out. It's like dropping a pebble into a pond and watching the concentric circles move out. The change starts with you and what it is that you want. And so with this new moon, you're being asked to release your negativity, to tap into that beautiful, optimistic spirit that is Aries, right? Is that fool stepping off blindly going, yeah, but I know I can create what I want, because you can. You absolutely can. It is a new beginning. It is stepping through the gateway. It is releasing the jealousies and the anger and the resentment of things that you felt should have gone your way and they didn't. And instead, because the moon is at 0 degrees of Cancer when it has this eclipse, that is moon and Pluto energy. That is transformative on a very emotional level. And so releasing the angers and the jealousies and the negative attitudes, and maybe you're feeling a little isolated, but you're not. You're not alone. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And so I graciously accept the infinite love of the universe. You're giving birth to something amazing in your own life. This is beautiful. For the next 6 months or so after this eclipse, it circles back to itself with the next solstice. It really completes the cycle. But things will be moving forward and changes will be happening, and then we really step through a big gateway on the winter solstice. And so right now you are adrift in the shadow waters. Take a few deep breaths, reconnect to your inner peace, and notice the small things and appreciate them. Your attitude of gratitude for being guided, and the shallow, right? It's the shallow waters. You can clearly see where things are and how they all fit together. But it feels sluggish. It does. And you're like, okay, but I'm ready now and I can go, but it's still not time yet. Venus goes direct on the 25th. Mars gets into Pisces on the 29th. And then there is another eclipse out of the South Node, the real release. And so you'll feel like the train's starting to pick up some energy. And it's starting to move along, right? It's starting to move along. And we have a new moon in Cancer again. We have 2 new moons in Cancer, and this one happens like on the 20th at like 29 degrees before we go into Leo. And Leo is all about the confidence of the I am. And so I really think this is where things really pick up. But you're moving now. You're moving. So it says, good fortune is the result of good thoughts and actions. I am grateful for my blessings. This is Peridot, kind of green and yellow, heart chakra and solar plexus. So this makes me think I'm supposed to really be emphasizing the surface. It says, release feelings of impatience, jealousy, and frustration. I'm laughing. It keeps showing up in all the readings. So apparently there's a lot of people feeling, like, why do they have that, but I don't, kind of attitude. When you can have whatever you want, if you visualize it and you focus on it, honestly, we have that very fertile ground we're working in. It says, improve the ability to integrate and process life, connect to inner strength and unlimited potential. You can actually manifest whatever you want. Maybe not. Okay, so I want to lose 35 pounds. I can't do that overnight, but I can do it. So manifesting whatever it is that you want into your life and understanding that there is a timing issue that's going on for everyone. We have way too many big planets doing too many big things right now. We have more planets in retrograde than is natural or normal. I swear. And all these eclipses, we get 4 eclipses. We have 6. We have like everybody going retrograde. Everybody. Who doesn't retrograde this year? Jupiter, I think. I'm not even sure about that. I think maybe Jupiter is in retrograde. Everybody I know is going retrograde. Oh, I don't know. There might be a planet. I really should know that, but I don't. All right, you guys take care. Dream into being what it is that you want. What do you see when you light your fire and you look into it? That is the spark of your divine inspiration. What do you see? That's what to focus on. Not what everybody else has, but what do you want to create? All right, you guys take care. I will see you next week. We will be talking about Cancer. Ooh, I can't believe we're already into the summer. All right, you guys take care, and we'll talk soon.